What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Infinity Games. And tonight's going to be a bit of a different one. Well, a bit more traditional. But first, I want to just do a couple of quick updates. First of all, the latest episode of the KitCast is out. Me, Josh, and Ella had a lot of fun just talking about things. I have a couple of planned discussions for the next week or so. Just a couple more off-the-cuff videos where I discuss some things that are relevant to what's going on right now. So that was good. It's looking like the KitCast is going to remain the three of us. So exciting times though, because I think we've figured out the format quite nicely. So just keep on throwing ideas at us. No, give us something to talk about. I'm hoping, although it's going to depend on if I can put together a script and film it quick enough, to get a video out discussing Summer Games Fest and the things that come out of it. Originally, you were getting reactions to each showcase, and then things went tits up with the Sony one because I had to work during it and I wasn't supposed to. So, you know, the usual kind of difficulties we have. So yeah, today though, just to bring things specifically about what we're talking about right now. So tonight I've been to go and see a film. One, I believe I uploaded the reaction to the trailer. Yeah, I think it's like the only trailer reaction I've done in recent times. So of course I've gone to see it, you know. So you'd be forgiven for thinking this was a movie night with Kit. It's not. I'm not bringing that series back. But yeah, been to see the Backrooms today, and it's yeah, it's that's pretty much the word for it. It's something, all right. So the Backrooms is, as long-time viewers know, a concept, a creepypasta concept, mostly, where the idea is that you no-clip out of reality and you end up in these weird places, these liminal spaces. You know, we've played pools before, so we're familiar with liminal spaces on the channel. But yeah, they're areas that you feel like you're not supposed to be in them, really. I don't do the topic justice, but, you know, yeah. So, it got me thinking while I was watching it, and throughout watching it, I didn't realise that it was the guy that had done the YouTube series. But here's the thing about that YouTube series. I think I watched a long time ago Wendigoon talk about it, but I never actually watched it myself, and I wasn't paying attention to the video, really, when Wendigoon talked about it. So that leaves me in a bit of a, not predicament, but an interesting situation. Yeah, that's right. I think today we're going to start, not completely, but start watching the Backrooms series. We're not necessarily going to do it all on the channel, but I wanted to watch the first one tonight, just to get a feel for it, see if it's the sort of thing that I can react to properly. So, without further ado, let's get started. Give me a moment. I've got to just... I changed some stuff around before. There we go.
Sound. Camera.
Rolling.
All right, and action.
That was not how I was expecting this to start. Just, I don't have a lot to say. Just a guy with a monkey mask on of some sort.
All right, cut. Cut. That was good. That was good, guys. All right, that was good. I'm thinking we get a wide angle, and then we're done. Okay?
All right.
Okay. I know where they're going with this, don't worry, I know. And as we go along, I'll give a couple more of my thoughts on the movie as well. We'll have little cuts to that.
Yeah, cool. Like how much further? Like
A little more. A little more.
you got?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa!
There we go. A fair bit like the movie did a similar thing. Backrooms, short film like came past. And this is the thing. Short films are the backbone of horror cinema. At the end of the day, I have seen many horror films, I'm sure, that originated as short films, because short films work better for horror. You know, the more you indulge, the harder it is to get your horror right, if that makes sense. So yeah. On that note, felt the film had a very weak plot. This is a pretty commonplace opinion. It doesn't do a lot, you know? And in a lot of ways, that's a good thing, because you over-explain a concept in horror, especially one as nondescript as the Backrooms. You risk diluting the premise, the horror. And I understand the temptation to do it. I do. You know, a script does have to explain things to some extent. But the film somehow went too far, but also not far enough in explaining things. And let me explain what I mean by that. The horror of the Backrooms, it wears thin if you overexpose yourself to it. I mean, this isn't 2020 anymore. I'm not wandering a pre-alpha demo with nothing that can actually kill me in it. I'm watching the film, and you see something dashing around the maze at the beginning of it, and I even think it goes too far then. Like, but how do you build up a threat without showing it? Sure, you could point to the Babadook, which never quite shows the threat. Instead, leaving it just off presence. But the Babadook is a completely unique horror film in a sense. I think it holds on to that kind of undescribable horror really well. Like, without overdoing it. I'm going way off base, but I'm explaining it badly, you know? I'm not a film guy in the sense that other people are film guys. I have exactly one acting credit under my name, and it's not released. And I'm hoping to talk more about that in the coming months. I've never written a script. All of my attempts at writing are shy, to say the least. It's a skill that I'm trying to acquire, but it's not easy. And I've never been good at horror. I remember as a kid, I got my iPod Notes app out and tried to write a creepypasta. Didn't work. I didn't even get 2 minutes in. So I'm no good at explaining the horror stuff, and I'm no good at writing the horror stuff. But I know what works in scaring me. And I know that the longer a horror film goes on, the less it does scare you. That's because fear is more pronounced when it's unknown. And that's what got me with the Backrooms, with what little I know about it. You're wandering around with no idea what's in there with you. With that in mind, we can continue the video. I went to the wrong fucking thing. Oops.
Hello? Hello? Hey guys.
Well, he's gonna have a bundle of joy getting out of there.
What is this? Hello?
Okay, so as you can see, the tension's in how he's wandering around this bizarre place with no real aim aside from finding a way out or another person. And, you know, I'm not feeling the horror because it's not really the sort of thing that can get me now. But also, I have literally just sat and watched 2 hours of that, so...
Is someone there?
I do think, on a directorial level, both this and that, Jesus Christ, these sirens are so loud. I don't know if you can hear it on there, but it's all I can hear out my window. But like, yeah, on a directorial level, the film and this short film series are masterpieces. You know, there's a reason they all got popular besides just spooky Zoomer thing. So, you know, I'm not dissing Kane at all. He's very talented. And he's now the most successful young director, I believe. I'm not even kidding, like, this film has made him bank. And I'm so happy for him. It's nice to see young people get rewarded for their creativity in such a way. I know that the Backrooms wasn't Kane's idea. Or at least I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I'm actually not so clear on that. But like, Kane did bring it to life. So, yeah. I think his creativity is brilliant. There was a moment in the film where the guy holding a camera, I can't even remember who it was at this point, like at the time, whether it was Clark or Stoner Dude. I didn't really understand how whoever it was got through such a tight gap in the wall. Like, it was like the one we just looked at, and somehow they went through it. Like, they were holding the camera while doing it, and I'm sure that that's like, you know, camera in this hand, stretch. We actually never see, I don't think we see the camera that they use. Well, I'm sure that's just a logistical thing. If we saw it, then it'd be a problem. You know, it would make scenes like that one even more suspect. So, I'm nitpicking. I'm nitpicking. So we've got a ladder into a hole in the wall, and I'll tell you what this reminds me of. I know I'm pausing a lot. Excuse me. That hole in the wall reminds me of Mario 64 DS, and those of you that have played it and knew of the rumor mill around that game know exactly what hole in the wall I mean. On the loading screen, like on the file select screen of that game, you've got on the bottom screen the castle's reflection in some water, and there is a hole in the castle wall on the right hand side. And for years there was a rumor going around, not necessarily as mainstream as the previous version of the game with the Luigi rumors, but there was a rumor going around about Waluigi being unlockable in the game. It was a pretty core memory of my childhood, actually, trying to unlock Waluigi in Mario 64 DS. It was very difficult because he's not in the game. But I followed a lot of those steps. Like, yeah, I used cheat codes for a lot of them, but like, if you've played the game, you know exactly why, and you know the rumors. You know exactly why. But anyway, so there was a wall with what looked like a hole in it. We've never really gotten a concrete answer on what that hole was and what it was doing there. It might have been good content. It might have been a bizarre reflection thing. No one's really sure. But that's what that reminds me of. Or the actual holes in the wall in the castle next to Docks. Yeah, that's its name, Docks. It is very similar to those holes as well. Go on, climb it. That won't lead to anything bad. Look at this. It's just occurred to me that I didn't switch back the fucking screen. Alright. That's how you can tell that I'm tired. Anyway, yeah, so that's where we're at. You haven't missed much, just equal through. He came down. Corridor. I'm just as far as
Can anybody hear me?
no.
Hello?
Anybody can't hear you, but probably anything can. Just my opinion. Damn it. You want to watch it? There's nothing. That looked like. Hang on. Going frame by frame. You see it, right? In the shadow. There's an arm there. You see it? There is something in the shadow. I know it was there. See, whenever you've got a first-person POV in a horror thing, and the camera's going like woo, 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 you know, like spinning around, that's when you know there's going to be a jump scare. I don't think there is in here. And I think that was one of the things that made this unique. Pretty restrained. something up with that wall over there? Oh, it's just got like chicken scratch, like arrows and stuff. See, in the mysterious maze, I wouldn't be following the arrows. I would be running away from them.
Okay.
Here we go. This got adapted in the movie, I can tell you that.
What the hell?
Didn't look like this, but
What the hell?
the general kind of premise. Hang on. Don't move. Stay still. I'm not doing the flashback thing, but that should remind any long-term viewers of something that happened a very long time ago here. What did it just say? Not that it's able to follow. I know, I'm a prick. Okay, buddy. Please don't be around the corner. I know, I'm mocking it way too much. Do you know what I get for horror films? You know who taught me? Yuri of Wind. The endless corridor. Possibly endless corridor. Yeah, do it. Do a flip. This just reminds me of Mario. I can't help it. What the fuck is he? Bizarre place. Come on, let's get moving. Let's get a move on. Come on, you're American. Why have you got a gun? He's a teenager, that's why he doesn't have a gun. There's a light switch on there. Why? Hang on, don't flicker the light switch when you're being chased by a shadow creature. Isn't that just common sense? Feels like a school corridor. Oh, a big ass apartment complex in the in-between.
What the fuck is this place?
Welcome to Silent fucking Hill. Please enjoy your stay. Actually, it is a little like Silent Hill thinking about it. I've been thinking that throughout the movie, like, not in terms of concept necessarily, but in terms of random shit getting randomer the further in you get in terms of like objects being misplaced. So the first game, there's a few things that get misplaced pretty easily. I know what I mean. Yeah, the further in you get to the school there, for example, the more deranged your surroundings become. And like, there's this door that you go in and out, and it takes you to a different place every time you do it. Or not every time. Yeah, there's a couple of different places it takes you. Interesting though. It took me ages to work out that because I thought I'd done something wrong, and I was like, hang on a moment. I know for a fact there wasn't another door in that bathroom. Sorry, I'm getting Waste management. No risk of that happening here in Birmingham. Okay, now this looks like a lab. What is it? Giant ass gap there.
What the fuck? What the fuck? This isn't real.
If it weren't for the fact there's 3 more minutes, I would guess that there was a lot chance of him getting knocked out by a creature.
This isn't real.
Welcome to Aperture Science. Please enjoy your stay. Where's a portal gun when I need it? The cake is a lie. Please enjoy your cake. I really think we play portal games. Portal games are really good. Like, really, really good.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, anyways, Essex. Okay, what is with me? I'm making very abrupt references to random shit right now. At least some of them make sense. Silent Hill, you know, Portal, those make sense in this context. But mentioning Towie, what is wrong with me? But being back on this level, doesn't that mean that the creature's going to be back? Does that matter? There's something wrong with that piece on the camera. That was a mildly good jump scare. Full blown 11 hours. Good old telekinesis. Use the Force, Luke. It's like when Palpatine threw the Senate at Yoda. No, I don't know what's wrong with me either. Whoa. But we're running out of video, which means something's about to happen. Well, if it doesn't work, you're dead anyway. It's been a pleasure. And that's what I call waste disposal. I'm so sorry. I really am. I'm not on anything. There's no way that camera survived. Never mind the guy. There's no way that camera survived. Not even a cracked lens. Unless it landed on the guy, I guess. Right, so that was the original Backrooms video. It was made in 2020, I believe. No, it was made in 2022. Yeah, it's something. Looking at comments, I'm not leaving the video on. Like, I'm not gonna leave the camera on the page. The guy who posted that image on 4chan single-handedly caused one of the craziest chain of events to happen ever. Sure, maybe. That was 3 days ago, by the way. 4 years ago. So when it first came out. This horror short is so simple yet effective as it combines so many primitive human fears. Being alone and lost, the unknown, not being able to escape, being followed, chased. It was edited, but there's no signs of it having anything to do with now. Another comment from 4 years ago. The depiction and the feeling of anxiety, uncertainty, and fear, almost like the strangest fever dream. This is by far the best horror short film of any internet creepypastas. I agree. With regards to creepypastas in particular. There are 2 videos. There are, 2 video sets that I think really rival it. One is the Ben Drowned footage, simply because it gave a level of believability to the game, to the story that had never actually been done before. And the other one was the original recreations of Candle Cove. I'm not on about Channel Zero, I'm on about the ones that existed before Channel Zero. As, believe it or not, I was actually there when Channel Zero started. I was already a fan of Candle Cove then. I think Channel Zero had been announced at the time, but I watched Channel Zero as Season 1 was releasing, or possibly right after it released, I don't remember. The thing with doing things in the UK is that it makes it very difficult to know when American series have actually released, unless you are following them every week. But that's a different argument. But no, I would agree that it is definitely the best horror short film of any internet creepypastas. I agree. I mean, most of its competition are various versions of The Grieving and Dead Bart, that Mickey Mouse one that I'm not going to say the name of because YouTube has a bit of a thing against it. 2 days ago. It's so satisfying seeing smaller creators destroy big budget Hollywood movies. Yes, it is, especially when that big budget Hollywood movie is The Mandalorian and Grogu, which was crap. This wasn't brilliant, but it was better than that. But also the standards are completely different. You expect a Star Wars film to be good no matter what, despite all evidence to the contrary of the last decade. Well, 11 years. Horror films, you just want a good scare. And well, I didn't get that. I did get confusion, which happens more than you'd think with horror. Okay. 4 years ago. The fact I expected a jump scare every 5 seconds, but there wasn't one, just keeps on building in the anxiety. It's amazing. Yeah. That's why it works. The only thing is, you can have too much of a good thing. And when the anticipation is more than the outcome, it is difficult. Yeah. That, you gotta be kidding me, was comically timed yet so realistic in ways that's just greatly possible. Yeah, sure. 4 years ago. 4 years ago. This man is insane. He manages to create horror that is scarier than 90% of Hollywood horror films. He was 18 when he did this. Just wanted to point that out. He's a year younger than me, I believe. I think he's 22 anyway. 2 days ago. I'm about to be proven wrong, by the way. Who would have guessed it? A 16-year-old who made this short film based on a 4chan post would go on to make one of the most popular horror films of 2026 and become one of the youngest directors ever to have a #1 box office movie. He was 16 when he made this. And that corrects what I said earlier as well. He's one of the youngest directors to have a #1 box office movie. Not what I had originally believed, which makes sense. It's fine. 4 years ago. Although the short film they were filming at the beginning captured the essence of why the Backrooms are scary. Not knowing what is around the corner, anticipating an unknown horror about to attack. Yeah, like, part of the concept is that you don't belong there, you know? Right. 4 years ago. The monster design is actually brilliant. It's like the wriggle skeleton of something that hasn't fully loaded in yet. I have just lost the fucking thing. Just the movement and the sounds. Yeah. It's good. Better than the outcome in the movie, but that's a different issue entirely. Like I say. It's complicated. So, yeah. We're not going to go through more comments, don't worry. I know that this is already a long enough video without me going through all of the... How many comments was it? 113,548. This has 82 million views. And it's unreal. It's unreal. So, massive congratulations to Kane Parsons. And yeah, I think this is brilliant. I think it's a very good thing. And I am late to the party as always. Which is just who I am at the end of the day. I wanted to do reactions to this a long time ago, I think. And I just didn't. To be fair, I'd love to do more horror reactions. But I just don't find anything worth it, you know? So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. I actually wanted to get another video out, possibly this week, possibly next week. The only thing that actually matters is that it's before Tuesday, I think. So, I want to get that done. So, I get that sorted. You'll see what that is. It's going to be an interesting one. But I want to get ahead of the curve and talk about it. Like, officially, as opposed to just the off-the-cuff times that I've just mentioned it. I'm going to set the record straight. And we're going to have fun doing that. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Yeah. Bye.